Okay, so I am back, and I don't know if I showed you. I realized when I was recording earlier about my stove, I didn't know if I showed you what it looked like before, but this is the end result. This is what Dawn can do to your induction stove, microwave, any of your kitchen appliances, granite countertops, doesn't matter. It is amazing, and using vinegar kills any bacteria that is currently in your on your counters from, say, like maybe chicken, bacon. The vinegar will kill all that bacteria. The Dawn degreases, so it gets all that nasty grease off my stove. And I know there's a shimmer right there. I missed that spot, so I'm gonna wipe that off. But yeah, it will get it all off. And what you have is a beautiful stovetop. And it pretty much makes it brand new. My dad used to tell me all the time that when up until a couple years ago, he had a stove just like mine, and he would say, "How do you keep yours looking so brand new? Mine just looks horrible." And when I told him what I used, well, guess what Daddy started using? So, got my tea kettle sitting on the back burner, and so I'm going to pan around. Let me get my spoon rest put where it goes. Going right there in the center. Okay. As I pan around here, I want to show you what I've got. Now, this is my island. I just had a guy yesterday come to give me a quote, and we're putting marble on the top of my island. And yes, this puppy will be painted. And just ignore the blue tape. I had to measure, make sure it would fit. And by cracky, yes, it does. Okay, so this is the process that we're going to today. This is what your zucchini is going to look like before it goes into the crock pot. And so I'm going to take you from this right here, this big mama, to this. So I prepped the majority of it last night before bedtime, put it in a Ziploc bag, took all of the air out, and I stuck it in the refrigerator. It's perfectly, didn't turn. It is perfect. So I'm going to show you how we get to this before we get to that crock pot. And this, with one more, I'm only going to do one zucchini, one of these three here. I'll probably do the bigger one. I didn't want to film myself doing a bowl full of zucchini because that would just take up so much time. So I went ahead and prepared the majority of it last night. I do have these 3 apples that we're going to put in with this. So first of all, let me show you what I do when I get ready. When I get ready to do anything, I want to make sure that everything I need is within hand's reach. So that's my phone stand. Just ignore that. We don't use that for cooking. So this is what I have. I have paper towels, because you're going to need a lot of them, sitting on the right here. Now, my husband came in and said, "Why do you have this little tiny trash bin?" And here's the lid sitting on the counter. Well, I would say probably the last 15 years, I learned something from watching Rachel Ray, and anybody that watches her cook show or did watch her on HGTV's Food Network. She was originally on the Food Network. This was, gosh, in the 90s. She talked about how her mother and grandmother had a waste bowl. Well, I have this countertop waste basket. So I use this to prep this. So all my peels, all my trash, I use it every night when I make dinner. And yes, I cook. I cook every single day. So this is what I like to have when I'm cooking. So I can throw everything right into this little bag. I can scoop out the bag. There's more bags underneath, and throw it in the trash. And I don't have to do this in a bowl or make a mess on my counter. My mess is all bagged up, ready to throw away. So that was the best episode I think she ever had. That's the only thing I remember anyway. So anyway, I'm going to wash this zucchini, this one, and I'm going to leave these 2. I'm going to put these back in my basket that I picked this morning, and I'm going to wash these 3 apples here because I will be cutting those up and putting some of those in here. Now, what I want to do with some of the zucchini. And we have, gosh, I want to say probably about 20 more blooms in those 5 that I saw out there, those 5 plants. 20 more blooms that are probably going to be ready by Sunday, if not sooner, maybe Monday, but I think they'll be ready to pick on Sunday. They're small, too small right now, but they'll be ready. And then I got fresh blooms coming up. So with that batch that I pick, I will be making apple pie filling out of it with with our zucchini. And it's called Zapple pie filling or cobbler pie filling, either one, doesn't matter. But I'm going to show you how we do that. And it's pretty much done the same way. You just want to cut your zucchini with your apples to make it look like it is apples. So you want to cut it just like you would your apple. So they all look the same. So anyway, one thing I do is I get my stuff ready. I have it right beside me. Here's my peeler. There's my knife. And then I have my spoons ready. My whisk is ready to go. And for my canning, I have this little puppy right here that's going to help me take the air bubbles out because it fits perfectly along the edges of your mason jar and it won't damage your produce. So, and don't worry about the Jell-O right now. Just, you're not seeing the Jell-O. I just took that out of my bag and set that back there, but don't worry about that. That is for another video, just like our apples and zucchini. So probably Monday, I'll have a video about making this one, the apple and cobbler pie filling that we're going to can. Now, all of this, every bit of this, can either be pressure canned, in a pressure cooker or water bath canned. Now, what I'm going to do is a water bath can. And I'm going, in order to do that, I'll show you how we do that in order to water bath can this, because these are not acidic, so we have to add an acid to it. Now, you have a little bit in your apples, but not compared to the zucchini. So we will still need to add some acid to this. And by that, I mean, we will need to add a little bit of lemon juice, just to give it enough acid that we can put it in a water bath canner. So let me go to the sink, wash this baby up, and put these away, and I will be back in just a second. Hold on.